What's going on, YouTube family? Tio here, Simplistic Fishing, back at you tonight. Hey, just wanted to give you a quick update on what was going on with the channel, and also give you a quick update on something I did for Lake Welsh. I just wanted to show that to you guys tonight. Just a little short recap. I won't spend too much time on there, but I do want to show you some stuff. So we got some Navionic stuff, we got some Google Earth stuff to show you. So yes, it's a lake breakdown, but it is one that I've done before. But it was one that I did originally back in January when we first started our channel. So I've learned a ton from Google Earth and where to find different things out online and putting all those things together to make a good lake breakdown. So I've got a good one for you tonight with Lake Welsh, but I also wanted to let you guys know, as far as the updates, that we've got some live fishing coming. I plan to be able to go out and fish on Thursday. Super excited about that. Hopefully I'll be able to give you guys a I'm hoping like an A-rig jerkbait, kind of suspending type fish video. We'll see how I do. I'm going to put my skills to test on Hubbard, and we'll go from there. I've also got an update video for you guys on how we did on the Victory Fishing event. We didn't do that great, but we learned some valuable lessons, and I want to make sure I share those with you guys. So anyways, if you want to stick around, go ahead. We're going to talk about Lake Welsh tonight. We're going to break it down, hopefully put you guys on some fish. This is a great little power plant lake that you need to go fish, especially from basically right now until it gets warm again. So this is the lake you need to go fishing if you want to go out and you want to catch fish, and you want to catch a lot of fish, as well as have a chance to catch a pretty decent sized fish as well. So let's jump into it. Here we go, Lake Welsh. All right, so let's start off like we always do, and let's just kind of backtrack. For those of you that have never been to Lake Welsh, maybe you're new to the DFW area or kind of East Texas area, you're not even sure what I'm talking about. So Lake Welsh is really up by Mount Pleasant, Texas. So if you're driving up I-30 and you're going towards Arkansas or Louisiana, you're headed that direction, headed east, you'll come across a little town called Mount Pleasant, and this lake is going to be just southeast of Mount Pleasant. You can see here it's out in Titus County. The maximum depth of this lake really isn't that deep. It's only 50 feet, and the surface area is only 1,269 acres. But you can go out there and run a big motor. You just got to be careful where you go. And on most of the lake, I'd say about half the lake, you got to pretty much idle everywhere you go. But a really, really fun lake to go fish. Has lots of hydrilla and things to fish around. You can see here it's excellent for the largemouth fish, largemouth bass. Fishing, so definitely good there. There's also some fish attractors. We'll talk about those, and pretty good contours from Navionics that we'll go over and we'll talk about as well. So let's switch over here. Let's pull up Google Earth and let's see what we can find on that side. So here we are on the Google Earth side, and you can see that we've got some pretty good points. Now this is a power plant lake. It doesn't fluctuate a lot. I think I said the fluctuation was 3 feet, so we're not going to find a lot. But when we kind of put all the images together from the different timelines and things like that, we really start to find some pretty good stuff. So I'd say overall we've probably got 25 different areas that you could go check out on this lake. So if we look over here to the left hand side, you'll see Lake Welsh. I've got the Texas Park and Wildlife fish attractors in here. So if you just wanted to go fish those fish attractors, you've got them all right here. You can just pull up on your graph and find them all. And it's funny because I was looking here, and before I didn't know how to put all this stuff together. So it's really cool now that I'm able to put it all together and then kind of compare that to what I've seen out on the water fishing, because we have fished this lake a few times. We have definitely caught fish over here around this attractor, not even knowing that attractor was there. Over here as well has always been a good spot for us. Never actually went. I think we've gone down that bank line and caught some fish in there, but again, we didn't even know there was an attractor in that area. And these attractors look like they're a little bit further off the bank line. So we may have just been catching them up on the bank line and not realized that the honey holes were right behind us. So on here, you've got your Texas Park Wildlife Department fish attractors. I've also got Offshore Spots, which we're going to talk about here in a minute. I'll switch us over to Navionics. Let's just talk about those real quick. It won't take us long to go over those. We've also got channels that are in here and ditches. So back here, you've got some outputs, outflows. You've got a little outflow right here that comes in. And then you've also got a little outflow down here that comes in as well. So just a little ditch. And I know this is a pretty good area to fish right in here. Didn't even know this was back here. So not sure how far back up in there you can get, but definitely fishing around that area. especially if there's water pumping out of there, would be a really good spot to look at. So let's go ahead and just pull up everything and let's take a look and see what we found. So there's only one ramp on this lake, so you're not going to go and get on a major boat ramp pattern on this lake because it's just not going to happen. So this is basically your boat ramp. You've got a lay down that's back in here. That's not going to be totally submerged, but there is a lay down there. This is right now, at least the last couple times we went up, this is a really good hydrilla area, just a lot of hydrilla in that area. We actually caught some fish just right there by the boat ramp. So also, if you come up here and you get up in this area, this spot here, you heard me talk about this on the last Welsh video, and if you missed that video, you can go back and look at it again. That was when we were first starting, so don't make fun of my editing and stuff like that. I'm still learning. So this is a pretty good flat that we've caught some pretty good fish over here off of this flat. It's got lots of hydrilla around it, and just had a lot of success just fishing basically from that point to this point and just fishing around that flat. So that is a good little spot, but really wasn't anything there that I could mark for you from a Google Earth standpoint. Now, as we move further up here, though, there is some debris that's up here. So you can see there's some debris just right off of this point. And I do want to say that when you're out on this lake, if you've never been here before, basically, when you come out of this ramp, just draw yourself an imaginary line from this point to this point. And anywhere you go north of that line, you're going to idle everywhere you go. You got to be careful. There's stumps and everything. And then as you come down this side, you can pretty much run full throttle. There's just some things that you need to look out for, like this rock pile that's right out here. You got to be careful for that. And just some stumps that are closer towards the land. But other than that, you're going to be pretty safe running full throttle. Maybe not full throttle, you know what I mean, running the big motor out this way. So anyways, just wanted to talk to you guys about that real quick. So let's get back up here and let's keep talking about that. I get a little distracted here. If we get a little bit further up in here, there are some laydowns you can check out. Again, this is getting way up in here, but you get this major hydrilla area right up in here. And there's a creek bed that actually runs way up here as well. So if we go out here and we look at the timelines, again, we're not going to get a lot of fluctuation in this lake because it only fluctuates about 3 feet. So the best image, I believe, was in 2014 or 2013. Let me see if I can get it here. And I actually had to play around with the different images to even be able to find that creek channel. So if I remember right, I think what I did was I took 2012 and that got me down to like somewhere right in here. And then I had to take another image when the grass was actually a little bit thicker to be able to mark the rest of that creek channel. Now, I can tell you that coming up here and fishing these, usually we go up until we find the edge of the grass. So wherever the edge of the grass starts at, we usually find that. And there's usually a path that comes along, I'm thinking right around in here somewhere. Let me pull this down so you guys can see it. Right around in here somewhere where these stick-ups are. If I remember right, that's kind of where your weed line is. Anyways, guys, you want to come up here and you want to find this creek channel or find the weed lines that are close to this creek channel. The creek channel might actually blow out like somewhere up in here, and so you can't really tell if it's there or not, but definitely find those weed lines and you will catch a ton of fish right up in this area for sure. So I'm going to keep moving on down. We got a couple more laydowns that are down here. Got one right there, one there, got another one there, and another one here. And again, guys, this is one of those lakes. It's a power plant lake, so the water stays pretty warm. You can pretty much just pound the bank and catch fish. So pretty easy place to catch fish. But if you're looking for some of the bigger stuff, you might want to pull a little bit offshore and get off on these weed lines and things like that. And that's probably where you're going to catch your bigger fish. So as we move further down here, we talked about that lay down by the ramp. Now we get into where the output is from the power plant. So this is a lot of warm water discharge coming out here. You can always go in here and throw Carolina rigs and just throw it out with the current and get you a pretty decent little leader line, especially if you got some current in there, and put you on a brush hog, pretty much anything you want. Throw it out there, put it on there, and you'll catch a ton of fish. I haven't caught a lot of big fish in this discharge area, but I've definitely caught numbers, and I'm talking lots of numbers. So you can catch a lot of fish right in here. There's also a little rock point that comes off right here that you can fish. So check that out. And then I'm going to keep moving down the bank line. We'll finish back up here by those laydowns. Didn't see too much in here, from a Google Earth standpoint to build a mark for you guys. We talked about that fish attractor. Again, not a lot going on, but Not a lot of fluctuation either in this lake. We get down here, there are some rocks down here on this bank line, so there's not a lot of rocks on this lake. So when you do find the rock, you're probably going to find the fish. So you probably got some fish hanging around these areas. So definitely check that out. We talked about that little output that was going on there to check that out. And then this one, of course, is a honey hole as well that you want to go check out. And then I believe I lied to you because there are 2 ramps. There's another ramp out here. Obviously, this is from the power plant, so it's all private, but there is a ramp there, so you can go check that out. And then as you get further back in here, you just got your fish attractors. I don't think I marked anything back in there. Yeah, you just got your fish attractors to check out. Now, again, guys, this is all hydrilla, all good spots to fish. Definitely just check it all out. But if you're going to be very specific and wanted to fish really high percentage areas, I'd say definitely fish these attractors and fish the things that I'm marking here, and that should help you at least find the fish. So as you move further up here, you've got some more attractors. We get further up here. This looks interesting. I don't think this is going to be that far under the water, but it's definitely something that they could hang around. So I'd go check that out. I don't know what it is. I'm just going to call it cover because I have no idea. I've never actually been over there and fished in that area, I don't believe. We've also got some laydowns that are over here as well. Got one little laydown right here off the point, and then some more laydowns right here off the edge at this point. And that pretty much wraps us up for the Google Earth side for Lake Welsh. Let's switch over now and let's talk about the Navionics side. All right, let's switch over and let's finish up this video talking about some of the offshore hotspots on this thing. So let's do the same thing we did last time. Let's talk about, if we started up here at the ramp, the first place really that we're going to go out to is going to be right down here, which is what I talked about earlier. You got some rocks that are right off this point, but if you look right in here, you'll notice you got a pretty good break, 13 to 14 feet, coming up to about 5 to 6 feet. In fact, some of these rocks right up in here, you can actually see the tops of them. So definitely fish right around in here, right off the edge of this point. I've even seen people set up even as far as out here and be catching them out deep. So good little spot to set up on. But again, I haven't seen a lot of size there. I don't know why, but they seem to be smaller fish in that area. The next offshore spot as you go down is going to be right in here. If you'll notice, if you're looking at the contour lines, something's actually happened here, right? So there's clearly something going on here. There's a hump that's out here. It raises up in the lake about 6 feet. It's definitely worth going out and looking at and see if you can find some fish in there. Now, I haven't noticed that, going up there the last few times. Haven't really paid much attention to this southern side of the lake, but definitely something I would look at for sure. Now, as we move further over, almost parallel, horizontal, I guess you could say, to that other point, or to that hump, you've also got a little point that's out here. I guess you could even call it like an underwater island. So this one comes up as well. Looks like it comes up 4 to 5 feet and then kind of goes back down, and then it starts coming back up again. And you've got another little nice point that's right over in here. So definitely look at these places, see what you can find in those areas. Those all look like good places based on just, looking at the contour lines. Now, as we move further down, looking at a couple other places right in here, again, you've got a nice little hump. It looks like that's happening right in here, and then you've got a pretty nice drop off. So maybe look right off the edge right in there and see what you can find. Looks like you got flooded timber back in here as well. As we move further down the lake, I'm going to get a little further down so you can see where I'm at. There's a levee that's over here. Now, I've never actually gone over here and fished, but I wonder, because it does say there's a levee there, if you've really got that huge drop that's there. It basically says it goes from pretty much 0 to 11 to 15 feet, almost 18 feet, right in that area. So definitely come in here and look right in here, see if you've got that depth there. If you do, and you've got that really nice sharp drop, my guess is you're probably going to be able to find some fish. And as we come down, I was talking about earlier, running the big motor. As we get down into this area, we've got this little hump that's down here as well. So you've got a little nice hump that's out there pretty much in the dead center of the water. Comes up to about 15 feet, I believe, or so. When the water gets low, you can almost see it, but you can tell there's something there. But definitely go over there and fish in that area. You've got a hard spot there out in the middle of the lake. You can't go wrong there. Now, as we move further back up here, let me get back in here in this little pocket. I just marked this because if you look at it from a contour perspective, now sometimes if you zoom in too much, it kind of goes away. But anytime you look at these contour maps, you're looking for anything in here where you can find really that, that little pinch right there, like where the lines are really, really, really close together. And if you find that, that usually means that there's a ledge or there's a drop off there or something like that. And those are typically high percentage areas to find bass as well. So definitely go there and check out that spot, see what you can find. As you move down here, you've got some points that are out here. This is also where that fish attractor is. That's what that, I don't know if you can see that on your screen, but that little tiny fish attractor thing that's right there, that's basically, the Texas Park and Wildlife fish attractor. If you look horizontally, basically just right across the lake, you've also got a pretty good little point over here that we've marked as well. So check out that point. Now, as you move down, you've got another point here, similar to the one that was up the top that had the fish attractor on it. I don't think this one has the fish attractor on it, but it's still a good looking point. Got a nice little flat top to it. Pretty good break off. We've caught some fish there as well, so I know that's a good spot to fish. Now, as you move further down, you start seeing, hopefully you can see them, these little fishes. These little fishes are all those attractors that we were talking about earlier, so you'll want to check all of those out and then get back in here. By this attractor is actually a tractor right here, but we've had a lot of success just right here off of this little bank line right here. And now looking at on the contour lines, you can definitely tell why, because there's a lot sharper drop off of that one bank line than there pretty much is anywhere else in that little cove. So a good area to look at there. As we move further down here, you're going to kind of see the same thing. Remember I was talking about when the lines get really, really close together, there's some kind of a drop or a break or something going on there. I would look right in this area. I've never fished over here, but by looking at it from a contour perspective, it definitely has my interest. And then as we move back here, didn't see anything else back here until we got way back here, and you've got some pretty good little drop possibly that might be going right around in this little corner. So definitely go take a look at that. Now, from what I understand, there is some stuff that's out here around these power lines out here really deep, maybe some structure that or not structure, but cover that you can find hidden and things like that. We plan on going out there hopefully here, within the next month or so. So when we do, I'll try to go out there and scan that area and see if I can find anything out there. But for the most part, I think if you'll just stick around these offshore hot spots, you'll also check out the spots we talked about on Google. I think that's really going to help put you guys on some fish. So go out, check it out. We've got this out on the site now, simplisticfishing.com. Go out there. You can get the digital file or you can get the SD card for your graphs, and then you'll be well on your way to going out and catching some fish. Until next time, guys, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy.